Hey everybody, my name is Ashley Rush and I'm an independent creative memories advisor located in North Carolina. Welcome back to another week of videos with me. Today I'm going to be introducing a really fun hack for our creative memories cutting mat. Say that 10 times fast. So this hack is really going to help you out if you are new with our cutting tools, or if you it helps free your hands up. You don't have to apply as much pressure. So I hope you guys enjoy. To complete this hack, you will need your 13-inch cutting mat, a box of our Archiver's photo corners, and then perhaps you might need some tweezers or a multi-purpose tool, depending upon how dexterous you are. So this mat hack is all about getting stability while you're cutting. So oftentimes when you are cutting a piece of paper, you're trying to center it on your mat, and then you've got your cutting tool down, and while you're cutting, you're also trying to concentrate on keeping your mat from slipping and sliding. So this hack is going to help you with that, so that you can make better cuts and be more confident in your tool use. It is not a perfect solution, but it'll help you out along the way. All right, so let me just move my piece of paper here for a second. The trick to this hack is going to be our Archiver's photo corners. Now, if you aren't familiar with these, they come in two different sizes. We have medium, which they come in sheets with several here on the sheet. And then we also have large. All right, and that one comes 8 to a sheet. So you can see there's quite the size difference. When I first used this hack, I used the mediums. I like the mediums because I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a bit of I would say the top layer of the corner is shorter than the bottom layer. So you kind of get like a nice little shelf to lay your paper on, and it makes it easier to open. Whereas our large corners, the top and bottom layer of the corners are even. So they have pros and cons for using both. I first did this, like I said, with the medium. It worked great, but if you wanted a more secure hold, then you could use the large. They're just a little bit more difficult to slide your paper in and out of. So to better illustrate that point, I'm going to do both. I'm going to do mediums in opposite corners and larges in opposite corners, so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm kind of giving away the trick right now. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm going to line it up on my mat so that I am perfectly centered. So it's a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. It's a 13 by 13 mat. So I'm just lining up the paper so it's filling that grid and is straight. Once I am happy with that, I'm going to take some photo corners off. Now, like I said, my fingernails, I keep them pretty short. So sometimes it's hard for me to get into those small spaces. So if you pull out some of maybe like our tweezers or our multi-purpose tool, they're so easy to lift up. So once you have your photo corner, I'm just going to slide that onto the end of one of my papers, and I'm going to adhere it in place. All right. Now I'm going to do the same on the opposite corner here. These reverse tweezers work really well for this. Making sure that I'm not moving this off of the grid. When I'm happy with the placement, I make sure to stick it down. So you guys saw how easy that was, right? So when I want to put my paper in, I just slide them into place. And now these photo corners are going to hold my paper into place on my mat. Now there's still some wiggle room because I'm only doing opposite corners. So again, these were my mediums. Now I'm going to show you guys what it looks like with my large photo corners. Okay. So for me, at least, I feel like the large photo corners are a little more difficult. Easier to get off of the backing, but harder to get into the pocket. All right, so I usually will put it between my thumb and forefinger and just rub a little bit till I get a pop in that pocket so I can easily slide my paper in. All right, so you guys can see that is a much bigger space that it's holding. Just going to slide that into place and then adhere it down into the corner. All right. And you guys, the second time around, I'm finding that these large ones are so much easier to use than they were the first time. So maybe it was me. Maybe it was me and I just, you know, hadn't used these enough to know. I say that now and now I'm fumbling. Also, I have trouble speaking and doing things at the same time. So that might be why that's happening. All right, guys, and now my paper is being held into place by these corners. So you guys can see that's the large corner here. And then over here, I have the medium corner. So it's super easy. You can keep these on your mats. They stay tucked out of sight. And then when you're ready to cut a 12 by 12 piece of paper, you just slide your papers into the corners. Now, when I did my practice, I would have swore up and down that the mediums were my favorite. But now the larges are working really well for me, except for this bottom one. Like, I think it's there we go. It's just I'm in a bad angle to force it into place. So now I've got this and I'm able to bring in my circle cutter and I can make a cut. So I'm just sort of eyeballing here the center, and I don't have to concentrate so much on holding my paper down because the corners and this tool are doing that for me. All right, now I can pop that up. Get it zipped. I can easily turn this and I've got a beautiful page ready to go. Let's try it with some smaller circles. All right, I've got my paper in place. I'm going to adjust the dial on my circle cutter here. And just going to make a couple of small circles. There's my first. All right, I did not do a super great job of spacing these out, but as you can see, was able to get my circles into place. I didn't cut all the way through there, so whoopsies, ignore my little boo-boo. So it works with small sizes and big sizes. So here you can see I've taken those circles I've cut and I've made a really fun page. I love this light blue color, but I think I might come back and matte this in a dark brown to have that pop a little bit more off the page and bring in some of the darker browns in the foliage here on that white print. So what did you guys think of that hack? Was it super simple to do? I feel like I maybe wasn't doing it justice with that large corner down in the bottom. I told you guys before I got started that I had difficulties with those. I blame it on the fingernails, but maybe there's another reason. Have you guys done this hack before? Have you seen it? I was helping my mom the other day and we pulled out photo corners and I was like, oh yeah, what if I use those for these? So this is really fun. Do you guys think you would prefer the larger corners, even if they're a little more tricky to get things in and out of, but they give you a secure base? Or do you like the smaller or medium corners for this? What about the papers I was using? What did you guys think of those? So this is from a advisor exclusive collection called Calm and Collected. So it's got beautiful browns and greens, some foliage and leaves, some blues. It's a cool fall pack. I love it. These are my kind of colors. I'm working on putting together a class using this exclusive paper pack. So if that is something you guys would be interested in, make sure you leave me a comment so I can try and reach out to you. Better yet, go find me on Facebook or Instagram. That way you can send me a message one-on-one. That is how I connect with people, and I'm posting daily content there. Once I announce this class, you'll be able to sign up for it on my Scrap with Ash website. I list all of my events there, both in person and virtual, and there's a little something out there for everybody. Now, if you saw something in this video you liked, like the mat or the circle cutter, head over to my Creative Memories website where you can take care of all of your creative memories and your scrapbooking needs. Now, you won't be able to buy that Calm, Cool, and Collected paper because it's an advisor exclusive, but if you join my team, you'll be able to get your own. All right, guys, I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you next week. Bye!